Okay, this lesson is talking about how to identify domain and ranges in discrete functions. So let's first talk about our coordinate points. Okay, we have since middle school or maybe even elementary school, you've seen coordinate points written in this format, right? X comma y on parentheses. Well, this is the same thing as the input x and the output y. And the reason why I'm explaining this is because to define domain is all the possible inputs. So all possible inputs for domain. The range is all possible outputs. And so I'm going to move over here, and you can see I've made this graph and have plotted these red points and labeled them. So let's try to find the domain and range of this discrete graph here. Okay, so start with domain. Well, domain, we just said, is all the inputs, or in other words, the x values. So when we're trying to find our domain, really it's the set of all x values, and we can see that when x, this point, the x coordinate is -3. At this point, the x coordinate is -2. Here it's 1. Here it's 1. Here it's 4. So our domain is exactly that. Okay, -3, and we typically write it in ascending order from the lowest negative to the highest positive. So we'd have -3, -2, to 1. Now 1 is written twice here. There's two points here which are which have an input of 1, but you only have to write it once when you're describing the domain. So here it's, and then we have also 4. Okay, and it's typically pretty common to write it in brackets. That's kind of formality. Okay, to find the range, so that's the range, that's the domain. I'll do the range in a different color. Let's say, how about purple? This might be violet. But here's the range, and to find the range, it's the same thing. We have this point. The range is 3. We have a -2. It's the y coordinates, right? We have 1, -2, -3, and again we would write it in ascending order. So our lowest one is -3, then we jump to -2. Notice there's 2 -2's, okay? You only have to write it down once, though. So we're really just wondering all the output values. So that would be -2. Let's see, we have 1 from here and 3 over here, written in brackets, and that's how you would find the domain and range for a discrete function.